Sinuspindi na ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ang peace talks sa mga rebeldeng grupo. Ayon sa Pangulo, mananatiling kanselado ang peace talks hanggat magkaroon ng magandang rason para muling ipagpatuloy ito. Ayaw na raw niya na sayangin ang oras sa pakikipag-usap sa CPP-NPA. Giniti ng Pangulo na hindi niya pwedeng pagbigyan ang lahat ng hiling ng CPP-NPA, kabilang na ang pagpapalaya sa nasa 400 political prisoners. Baka raw lalo lang kasi itong makasira sa kanyang integridad. Wala na rin daw balak ang Pangulo na makipag-usap kay CPP founder Joma Sison. Pinapauwi na rin sa bansa ng Pangulo ang mga kinatawan ng gobyerno sa Roma sa pangunguna o nangunguna sa peace talks.
I am not ready to talk about anything. I told the soldiers to prepare for a long war. I said it will not come during our generation. If I do not feel or I see that there's a joke somewhere, I will not waste my time.
Naniniwala rin si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na may nag-ooperate na Korean mafia sa bansa. Ayon sa Pangulo, nakatanggap siya ng impormasyon na may South Korean mafia na nakabase sa Cebu. Sangkot daw ito sa prostitusyon, illegal drugs at kidnapping. Babala ng Pangulo, hindi niya pagbibigyan o bibigyan ng special treatment ang mga dayuhang kriminal. Nauna nang sinabi na posibleng may kinalaman daw ang isang Korean mafia sa pagpatay kay G. Ik-ju. Pero ayon kay Senador Ping Lacson, masyadong malayo ang posibilidad na ito.
Telling soldiers to get ready to fight, President Duterte is now ordering peace negotiators to scrap the ongoing talks with the National Democratic Front. No more peace talks.
I will request maybe tomorrow the Philippine contingent to form their tents and come home. I am not ready to resume.
So you're scrapping it, sir?
Yes, entirely. Do it after my term.
The fourth round of peace talks is scheduled later this month in the Netherlands. The government and NDF panels were planning on tackling a formal bilateral ceasefire agreement, even as both sides recently ordered the termination of their respective unilateral ceasefires. Though negotiators from both parties have expressed openness to continuing talks, even with fighting on the ground, this isn't the case for the president. He says AFP soldiers were still attacked anyway, even when the NPA was supposed to be on a ceasefire. Your position on the peace talks, sir, will not change anymore throughout your term?
Yes. Unless there is a compelling one. I do not know what would be that reason. But always it would be in the interest of the nation. Ubusan ang bala, pati lahat siguro. Until such time it would come to a natural secession because everybody is tired of killing people.
The NPA made the first move in withdrawing its ceasefire, citing the Duterte administration's failure to keep its word that it will release more than 400 of its members currently serving time. But the president insists he only agreed to release NPA leaders who will take part in the talks. He says he even took the extra mile in letting the convicted rebel leaders attend the talks outside the country. Now he says it's back to prison for all NPA leaders released, including the Tiamzon couple.
They should come back and submit themselves to the jurisdiction of this government because they are still prisoners. Walang pardon, walang amnesty, wala lahat. Well, they are on the wanted list. So I will alert the international police to arrest them where they are because they are wanted here. I'll cancel their passports.
Well aware that asylum in other countries could be sought, President Duterte says NPA leaders can face what he says is the most terrible thing, death outside one's homeland. From Davao City, Ina Andulong, CNN Philippines.
President Rodrigo Duterte is visiting the wake of 3 slain soldiers from a recent encounter with NPA rebels in Malaybalay, Bukidnon. We're showing you live pictures from Camp Evangelista in Cagayan de Oro City. Right now, the president is speaking to the families of the victims, Corporal Pat Non, Corporal Nino Christopher Talabor, and Sergeant Owen Yee. The president said, and we quote, "Those who killed soldiers are plain terrorists, not rebels." Just a background on the encounter with the NPA. The encounter happened on Wednesday just as the Communist Party of the Philippines, through its armed wing, the NPA, terminated its unilateral ceasefire with the Philippine government. The 3 soldiers belong to the Army's 4th Infantry Division. The soldiers sustained at least 24 gunshot wounds each. On Friday, President Duterte terminated the ceasefire with the NPA, and just last night, the president also ended the peace talks with the CPP-NPA. He also said all communist leaders who were temporarily released and allowed to go abroad to join the peace talks must voluntarily return to the country. Again, live pictures there from Camp Evangelista in Cagayan de Oro City, the wake of 3 fallen soldiers from a recent encounter in Malaybalay City, Bukidnon. Again, you're looking at the wake there earlier of 3 fallen soldiers from a recent encounter in Malaybalay, Bukidnon, the wake of Corporal Pat Non, Corporal Nino Christopher Talabor, and Sergeant Owen Yee in Camp Evangelista in Cagayan de Oro City. The president is there right now.
Nagbabalik ang PTV News. Hindi sumang-ayon si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte sa plano ni Philippine National Police Chief Director General Ronald Bato de la Rosa na isailalim muli sa training sang mga pasaway na opisyal ng pulisya. Nagbabalik si Julius Disamboron sa detalye.
Tinanggihan ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ang plano ni PNP Chief Director General Ronald Bato de la Rosa na isailalim muli sa training ang mga pasaway na police officials. Sa panayam sa Pangulo, sinabi nito na mas pipiliin niyang isuspinde ang mga tiwaling pulis para masigurong malinis ang hanay ng pambansang pulisya.
Pagka-transaksyon na, binabaril na lang, kinukuha pa yung pera, kinukuha pa yung drugs, and the scalawag sell it. Yung sabi ni Bato na mag-retraining, no. They will be suspended, all of them. Tapos mag-report sila dyan sa Malacanang. Dyan sa opisina ko. Magtindig sila lahat dyan until I decide what to do with them.
Nauna nang ipinadala ng National Capital Region Police Office o NCRPO ang 387 police officers nito sa PNP National Headquarters sa Campo Crame para sa disciplinary training. Ang training na ito ay alinsunod sa utos ni General Bato na cleansing of bad cops. Pagdidiin naman ng Pangulo, bakit kailangang isailalim sa retraining ang mga pulis, lalo na ang mga scalawags?
That there's a need for us to review all of the activities. Because I believe sincerely that the police, PNP, is corrupt to the core. Hindi naman lahat. Pero there's a group of stupid kalawags there. Kita mo yung crime situation. Rape dito, rape doon.
Bukod sa PNP, damay din ang National Bureau of Investigation kung saan naunang inatasan ng Pangulo na itigil naman ang lahat ng kanilang anti-narcotics drive.
The NBI is also suspended from enforcing it's only the armed forces of the Philippines and PDEA. I have yet to make the whatever executive order because right now the armed forces of the Philippines is in because I declared state of lawlessness. Hindi ito Presidente taga Manila na bali ha. Ibahin nito. Hindi ako yung mga pitsugi na pinipili ng taga Maynila.
Para sa PTV News, Julius Disamboron, Davao City.
Nais ni PNP Chief Director General Ronald Bato de la Rosa na ibalik ang Philippine Constabulary bilang solusyon daw sa problema sa matiwaling pulis. Pero si Vice President Leni Robredo may agam-agam tungkol dito. Ang mainit na balita hatid ni Trisha Zafra.
Kawalan ng disiplina. Ito raw ang ugat ng pagkakaroon ng scalawag na pulis. Yan ang sinabi ni PNP Chief Ronald Bato de la Rosa sa talumpati niya bilang keynote speaker kahapon sa pagtatapos sa Masters in Public Management ng mahigit 50 public safety officers. Special mention pa si PO3 Ricky Santa Isabel, ang pulis na itinuturong sangkot sa pagdukot at pagpatay sa Korean businessman na si Ji Ik Ju.
Bakit tayo nagkakaroon ng Santa Isabel? big violations of the law start from small infractions of rules and regulations.
Wala na raw nakikitang nag-iinspeksyon sa mga pulis si De La Rosa. Parang sibilyan na raw mag-isip ang mga pulis. Mahaba raw ang buhok, hindi man lang naglilinis ng sapatos at hindi pa nagsusuot ng wastong uniforme. Ang isang solusyon, sabi ni De La Rosa, ang pagbalik sa Philippine Constabulary, ang sinaunang puwersa ng kapulisan sa Pilipinas simula noong panahon ng mga Amerikano. Pero naging kontrobersyal ang Philippine Constabulary noong martial law dahil umano sa mga pang-aabuso ng mga miyembro nito. 1991, binuwag ang PC para bigyang daan ang pagtatatag sa isang pambansang kapulisan na sibilyan ng karakter, ang Philippine National Police. Pero ani De La Rosa, tila hindi nakakatulong na kilos sibilyan na ang mga pulis.
Philippine Constabulary was a military organization. It was a part of the armed forces of the Philippines. Nakita mo naman yan, disiplina, di ba? Political will lang yan. Sinabi ng Presidente na ibalik. Then mag-concur yung Congress na baguhin yung batas, ibabalik yun.
Matatanda ang una ng pinalutang ni Pangulong Duterte ang ideya na ibalik ang Philippine Constabulary para raw labanan ang terorismo sa bansa. Pero sa panayam ni Cara David sa programang News to Go noong isang linggo, nagpahayag ng agam-agam tungkol dito si Vice President Leni Robredo.
Siguro huwag tayong padalos-dalos sa pagdesisyon. Kung sino ba yung mag-i-implement na nito na hindi inalis na sa PNP yung obligasyon mag-implement. Yung una, kung itutuloy yung programa, sino yung mag-i-implement, it is one thing to say, ililipat ko lang. Pero ang tanong natin, yung paglilipatan ba ng assignment, baka instead na sinosolve niyan yung problema, mas lalo pang lumalaki.
Tresha Zafra, GMA News.
Once again, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. So, in spite of your busy schedule to be here, from here on,